Hi, welcome again to the Rudra channel. Video number 2. That's amazing that the level of commitment I'm showing to the channel, where 2 videos and all in the name of love, in the name of relationships, in the name of exponentialized relationships. So I thought today I'll discuss something very interesting, which is exponentialized relationships for Jupiter in Ardra. So this is one of the most difficult and the most misunderstood placements for Jupiter in Ardra. It's like a crazy combination where relationships is absolutely another dimension altogether. So that's essentially what we're going to talk about, and it's a hold up video that's just making it even more interesting altogether. Alright, so what's about it? What's about Jupiter in Ardra, and why is it so difficult to be in a relationship as such? So all this is a precursor for the exponentialized relationship class, which is the man class and the woman class, or the way it's named is man and woman class. So it's about the man being the most amazing man, the woman being the most amazing woman, to be a part of the exponentialized relationship which is out there, which is where we are all coming from, right? That's essentially where we are getting to. Now, this is just making it more and more interesting. I'm just trying to make it more and more interesting for you guys. So let's say this is Jupiter in Ardra, and Ardra is a very, very special nakshatra. It's a nakshatra where it's about the Rudra, mightiest of mighty, and Mahadeva, Tat Purusha. So these are some of the attributes of the nakshatra: Tat Purusha, Mahadeva, right? And Indrasya Rudra, that's essentially Jupiter. Jupiter is again Indrasya Rudra, like the bestest Rudra that's out there. And this is the most phenomenal placement which is there for Jupiter in Ardra. And you're like, why are you so biased with Jupiter in Ardra? What is it that fascinates you so much with Jupiter in Ardra? Why is it not Mars in Ardra? Why is it not Saturn in Ardra? Why is it not Sun in Ardra? Why not? Why only Jupiter? Why Indrasya Rudra and Ardra warrants so much attention? Well, it's the very Jivakaraka. The very Jivakaraka is Jupiter. The very Jivakaraka is Indrasya Rudra. And Indrasya Rudra is you. So if you have this is just not about your energy, which is a monster Mars. This is just not about the Asapatnam moon, which is your mind. This is just not about Sham, which is about long-term partnerships. And this is just not about Venus, which is about the Karaka of relationships. But this is you, the very Jivakaraka, you. So this makes it extremely special. The very Jivakaraka is you, and you're like, wow, Ardra, Indrasya Rudra. It's a like crazy presentation or a crazy placement which is out there. So all this is detailed as descriptive as possible in my book, Indrasya Rudra. It's actually our book because there's a co-author to it. So It's a beautiful book. It's an amazing book. It's a brilliant book. It's a book that will actually blow your mind. So please give it a read, and you will understand more of this as to why this is the case. I love the backdrop of the sun and how it's coming through. So I'm totally enjoying it. So let's see how this goes. All right. So you got to understand one thing further, which is, let's say, the exaltation point of Jupiter is in Pushya nakshatra. So Jupiter is in Pushya nakshatra, exalted. If you get that Jupiter is exalted in Pushya nakshatra, then you will get this even more. Pushya nakshatra is in Kataka, which is a moon, and Jupiter loves moon, or Indrasya-Rudra loves Asapatnam moon. And when you understand that, then you will understand this even further. And it's there in the mantra. So in the mantra, there's a detailed depiction and description of it. Brihaspate Atyataryo Arhat Juma Dubati Kratum Ajaneshu Yaddi Daya Chavasarta Prajata Tadasmasudravinam Dehi Chitram Indra Shreshta Nitravina Nidehi Chittim Dakshasya Subhagatvamasme Kosham Rayirnam Arishtim Tanonam Swatmanam Vachas Sodinatvamandam Brahma Nade Brahma Yuja Ayunak Nahari Saka Aya Satamada Ashu Stiram Pratam Sukhamindra Didishtan Prajanan Vidvan Upayahi Somam. So the whole Somam which is there is what Indrasyarudra absolutely loves. And then you will find oodles of this in Pushya nakshatra. And that's one of the reasons it's the exaltation point for Indrasyarudra or Jupiter. You got that? Clear? Great. So now that you've got that, and it's extremely clear for you, then let's get to Jupiter in Ardra. To get this, you need to understand that Moon is highly creative by nature, super creative. Moon is just fascinating, phenomenal, super creative. So when Moon is super creative, Moon was like, all right, let me create something which is even more creative than me. Then Moon created Mercury, Udbudya. I was like, wow, fascinating, brilliant, miraculous Mercury, Udbudya. So once Moon created Udbudya, the fascinating, miraculous Mercury, it was like phenomenal. It was beautiful. It was amazing. But Udbudya was more on the judgment side of things. It was all about judging the Moon and trying to get what the Moon is all about, trying to understand the Moon. So it was fascinating initially, but then it just got boring later, because it's not about understanding the Moon. It's about exponentializing the Moon further and further. So I gotta like change hands, because it's been like a hold up. Wow, close to 9 minutes. Crazy. All right. So that's where we are. So once this was done, the next creation came with the Dragon King. The Dragon King, Rahu, Ketu, or Rahurial is where it came from. And Rahu was like so advanced, absolutely advanced, like crazy. It's so beyond, so out of this world, where let's say in terms of trying to understand how fascinating and amazing is this. So let's say right now we are at ChatGPT 5, and ChatGPT 5 is like touted to be the most advanced AI which is out there. Now imagine Moon is 5 billion ChatGPT, which is like the 5 billionth version of ChatGPT, is moon. Now Rahu or Rahuriel or the Dragon King would be the 5 trillion version of that, which is like so advanced, so out there. It's one of the reasons the Dragon King is called the Malich, which is like outcast, like so out there, which is unbelievable, which is like so out of this world, always pushing the limits, always pushing the boundaries, and always taking it further and further. Now that is where Ardra is, because Pushya is nothing but Tishya. Tishya is nothing but the archer, and the whole Kataka constellation is essentially Punar Pushya, or called Punar Vasu or Punar Pusham in Tamil, and so is it's called in Sanskrit as well. So Pushya, Punar Pushya, and Ashalesha, which is all about the Nagas, not Sarpas, not serpents, but Nagas, the shape-shifting, absolutely amazing Sarpas, Nagas, right? That's where we are at. And it's amazing that I start talking about these things as something from the universe, from a nice perspective, which is like, hey, what are you doing? Again, out there sharing secrets. You're not supposed to, what are you doing? So just having fun doing all this. So you got that? You got it so far? All right, so let's keep progressing further and further. So once we have this absolutely advanced version of the moon, which is so out there, which is Rahuriel. And now Rahuriel is like somewhere absolutely fascinating. And the one who's mastered moon, Asapatnam moon, the one who's mastered it is INDRASYARUDRA, which is Jupiter. Now the same one has got an advanced, super advanced moon, and the true master of that is Jupiter or INDRASYARUDRA, and that's in Ardra. And that's why, again. And that's why you have this absolutely amazing and fascinating thing, which is Ardra Jupiter is the most advanced placement that you could ever have. If you have this placement, you're blessed. You're truly blessed. You're like so blessed to have this amazing combination, and it's all about leveraging it and using it in your life. You're blessed in everything, absolutely everything, except relationships, because you're so far ahead, you're always changing, you're always progressing, you're always moving. It's very difficult for someone to keep up, because your awareness is cutting edge. Like sweating, like wow. And with an AC that's on, I'm sweating. That's like impressive. But let's get going. I love the Monster Mars energy that's coming through the sweat. So let's go. All right, so I'm enjoying myself. I hope you get that. I'm absolutely enjoying myself as I'm saying these things, and as I'm having conversations with you guys. I'm absolutely loving it. So let's just get going deeper and deeper on this. So here, relationships are going to be the most difficult, where it's very difficult for the partner to understand you, because you're cutting edge, you're always progressing. And this is someone who's really understood their Ardra Jupiter. They are possibly wearing an yellow sapphire. They have strengthened INDRASYARUDRA a lot. They're possibly doing the Rudra Gayatri as well. So which means Rudra Gayatri is happening on a regular basis. The components of Rudra Gayatri is two parts. One is Tat Purusha, which means you're always inviting the bestest version of Purusha to you, and Mahadeva. So you're constantly pushing boundaries of being the Mahadeva. And this is a Tantric Gayatri. And if you get it, then you get it. It's a Tantric Gayatri where you really become that. You become that. You become the Tat Purusha, you become the Mahadeva, which means your body, your mind, your spirit and everything is completely going through a massive transformation through this mantra. And this mantra is becoming the very being of who you are. So that's how powerful this whole thing is. Get it? Get it? Get it? All right. Okay, you got it. Amazing. So you're on the cutting edge, you're working a lot on yourself, you love using your awareness to make a difference to you, and you're on it. You're on it. And INDRASYARUDRA is also your heart. INDRASYARUDRA is your heart, your fifth house. So you're bringing your natural fifth house energy, you're bringing your heart, you're bringing your love, not your bhakti, you're bringing your love. And you're bringing this so much with intensity and everything. You're doing this over and over again, over and over again. And this is on the Rahurial side. It's like the most advanced moon which is out there, the most advanced Asapatnam moon which is out there. So this is actually the true exaltation point for INDRASYARUDRA. There can't be a more exaltation point for INDRASYARUDRA than Ardra. And this is where things are completely different than what we hear anywhere else. So let's just get going with it. So cutting edge, you're working on yourself, you're so focused on being the Tat Purusha and really going further in the Mahadeva. And your body is changing, rapid transformations. You're going through multiple things, near-death experiences, because such people generally don't care about their life in living. This is like completely Rudra energies. So you're completely in it. And from a sign perspective, it's a mutable sign. So you're always adapting, always changing, always going somewhere else. So you're going further and further in it. So for someone to get you is like rare, impossible. For someone to even get you is impossible, because you're constantly moving, constantly changing. Unless they realize that you are that, that's where it starts getting better. Because otherwise it would be like, how can I trust this person? Is this person even real? How can a person go through so much transformation, so many changes? And this is just not a happy, oh wow, look at it, I'm so happy and all of it. No, it's depth. It's painful, like they say, growing pains. It's depth, deep sorrow, deep sorrow. So your heart is most of the time ripped to shreds. But since you've been on this path for a long time, you allow the heart to get ripped to shreds. You understand that it's there. In front of your eyes, it's like just going to be torn open, shredded to pieces, but you're at it. You are deeply focused on being the Tat Purusha, deeply focused on the awareness principle, deeply focused on bringing the best in you all the time. And that's where this goes through these rapid changes. And if you get a person who understands you, like the impossible is becoming a possibility, you'll have to work 2x, 3x more on yourself. because that's essentially how this is going to get more and more exponential. Because when you become, let's say on a relationship, you're the man and the woman, the man has to work doubly hard, or let's say 2x, 3x, 4x, to really make this relationship work. And you got to be more of the man principle in the relationship, which means you got to do everything that you were doing 2x, 3x, 4x. And the same thing from a woman perspective, if she appreciates you, if she respects you and acknowledges you, it's only going to get better and better. But you having that expectation would just not work, because then you're not on the awareness side of it. The moment you start having expectations, the whole awareness principle is taken a hit. So let's maybe have some fun and shift positions and then see how this works. All right, so let's shift positions again. Here you go, shifting. All right, shift it again. A little more elevation on the thing. So let's just keep going. 21 minutes. Crazy. All right, super. All right, let's just get going. And let's see. Okay, so that's the most challenging part. So just acknowledge that relationships are going to be the most challenging part. The reason is exactly opposite is Mula. Exactly opposite to Ardra is Mula. And in Mula, it's going to be a Mula Purvashada combination. And in Mula Purvashada, it's Niriti, Apas, like really powerful goddesses, very powerful Devis who are out there. And 12th house from Ardra is where you have Tara, like the goddess Tara is Rohini nakshatra. And that's the whole Bhairava Tara principle, like the entire Buddhism. And in terms of Avalokiteshvara, Tara is completely on this. And Avalokiteshvara is Avaloka Tesha Ishvara. So I hope you get that there's a lot of synergy across multiple cultures and why Tara becomes so important. And Tara is the only goddess who has no limits, no rules. In spite of sitting on a fixed sign, which is Taurus, she's able to create. Like I said, it's not about understanding. Relationships are not about understanding. Relationships is all about bringing massive creativity. And the creativity is what really powers the relationship. The moment you get that, then the Ardra Jupiter, you'd start appreciating the Ardra Jupiter better. And the Ardra Jupiter can only do one thing, is to be grateful that there is someone of this amazing capability who's there. That's the only thing. Just be grateful for the relationship that comes. Just be grateful for the relationship that goes. Gratitude can be the only thing that you could feel, because one, it's an impossible placement for relationship with powerful Devis everywhere. It's impossible to have that relationship. And if you have the relationship, just be grateful that, all right, there is a Devi, and just be there, enjoy it, and take it from there. So that's the most important thing for Ardra Jupiter, is to keep on the Rudra Gayatri over and over again. Tat Purushaya Vidmahe Maha Devaya Dhimahi Tanno Rudra Prachodaya. You gotta like make this your mantra, and it's not about a worship, but it's about you using this to make yourself better. This is a tantric mantra, so you got to use this to make yourself to get better and better, better and better. Relentlessly you got to keep at it. Relentlessly you got to like make a difference. and it's like your life dependent on it. That's how you got to go through it. And be willing for your heart to be ripped to shreds. Be willing for that deep sorrow. Be willing for that chaos, for this beautiful energy that's coming in, because this is the true exaltation point for INDRASYARUDRA. And if you get this, then you've got everything. So on that note, which is, if you have Ardra Jupiter, how do you have exponential relationships? Which is, keep chanting the Rudra Gayatri, and not just from a sense of numbers, but from a sense of really getting better. Really bring in the monster Mars in your life, because you got to be the man in the relationship, which means if it's a relationship, you got to like get 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x in it. So bring the Rudra Gayatri and the monster Mars in your life. Wear a yellow sapphire, because this would really empower and exponentialize your Jupiter, INDRASYARUDRA. And when you work with the Dragon King, wow, it just fireworks all through. So keep at it, keep going further and further, and then you will, every time there's a relationship, and relationship is like a rarity, and every time there's a relationship, just be grateful for the miraculous relationship that comes in your life, and be grateful when the miraculous relationship disappears from your life. So just be grateful for all of it, but keep your relentless focus on yourself. Don't expect everyone to understand you. It's going to be an impossible ask, but just keep on the cutting edge of awareness and realize that you wanted this. You wanted this kind of a placement where it wasn't about any other graha, but it was about INDRASYARUDRA being a part of Ardra nakshatra. And it's because of this. This has been your longing. This has been your fifth house yearning. And this has been something that you've been doing lifetimes after lifetimes to have this. So be relentlessly focused on Jupiter and Ardra. If you have the Jupiter and Ardra, wow, you're just super, amazing. So just keep at it. Just keep going further and further. It's a very difficult path, but embrace it, enjoy it, and have fun with it. If you embrace it and enjoy it, then you're unstoppable. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say, and I've tried to go as detailed as possible in the book. So read the book. INDRASYARUDRA. So it's a must read. So go ahead and read the book. You will have more awareness of this, and I love the subscriptions. I love the love. I love what you're doing here. So bring more of it in your life, and let's have further and further conversations on this. Till then, take care, have fun, and be the most powerful you. Be the most powerful INDRASYARUDRA out there. Till then, take care. Until my next video. Bye-bye.